The juiciest, tastiest pork tenderloin recipe. This pork tenderloin in porchetta will take you right to the sun-drenched middle of Italy and make you forget all about that expensive beef stuff. This recipe is based on the flavors of Umbria, my favorite part of Italy, where they make delicious melt-in-your-mouth pork tenderloin with lemon, rosemary, fennel, and good Italian cheese and olive oil. It's perfect for eating on its own or in a crusty ciabatta. This pork tenderloin is based on porchetta, simplified with weeknight ingredients, and you'll be amazed at how flavorful, buttery, and melty it is. Best of all, it's healthy, lean, and low-fat, with only 7 ingredients. You'll never believe something so easy and so fast can taste this good. What is pork tenderloin? Pork tenderloin, also called fillet, is a small slender muscle along the spine. When cooked right, they're buttery, delicious, juicy, and full of flavor, rivaling $100 Wagyu steaks. Pork tenderloin is the single best cut of pork. Unlike beef tenderloin, which runs into the hundreds of dollars, you can often get pork tenderloin for under $10 per pound, which is a bargain for how good it tastes. This is one of those things, like oxtail, that you should get into before they blow up and triple in price. Pork tenderloin versus loin. Although they share the same name, pork tenderloin and pork loin are not the same. Tenderloins are small and long like a zucchini or cucumber, whereas a loin is much larger. You could make this recipe with a loin if you can adjust the cooking times, or sous vide the whole thing. But in my opinion, the tenderloin is worth looking for. It's not even in the same league. What is in porchetta? This recipe is inspired by a traditional Umbrian method called in porchetta, where they use the techniques and flavors of porchetta on other foods. Classically, these include chicken in porchetta, duck in porchetta, and rabbit in porchetta. The protein is different, but the preparation, a dry rub of fennel, rosemary, and olive oil, is the same. A pork tenderloin happens to be one of the things you can stuff a traditional porchetta with, so this is like an easier, extra tender and not crunchy porchetta. You can also adapt this recipe to any protein you like and it'll taste amazing. How to cook pork tenderloin. Temper the tenderloin by letting it rest on the countertop while you prepare the porchetta rub, pour some wine, or make while cooking cocktail. Make the dry rub by combining lemon zest, salt, pepper, fennel, and rosemary. Brush your tenderloin with some nice olive oil and rub the dry rub on evenly. Sear in a pan if desired. Bake the pork tenderloin at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes. Make the salsa verde while your tenderloin is baking to perfection. Rest. Then slice, and enjoy with crusty bread, risotto, or pasta. Pork tenderloin temp. We all grew up with hyper-overcooked pork, but today's pork is safe and the USDA has reduced the safe pork temp down to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. For me personally, I prefer pork at 130 degrees Fahrenheit, with carryover heat bringing it up to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. It was perfect, tender, super juicy, and flavorful. If the thought of pink meat is off-putting to you, cook your pork tenderloin to 145 to 155. It will still be tender and delicious. How long to cook pork tenderloin? Cooking times depend a lot on your oven, the size of the tenderloin, and the temperature of your pork before it goes into the oven. The most accurate thing you can do is get a meat thermometer with a probe. They can be really cheap. If you have a pretty accurate oven and prefer to wing it, some suggested cooking times are below. Pork tenderloin at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. With a 1-pound tenderloin that's been tempered for an hour, it takes about 25 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit to get to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The carryover heat will bring it up to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Pork tenderloin at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Although it's not as effective, there might be reasons to do it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, you need to have other things in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.